Hi guys, today we're going to do something called a TV database. Hopefully you've entered this information ahead of time. If not, you can watch this, answer the questions on this worksheet, and then go back in and do the assignment. It might be better to do it later so you can make notes on here of what you need to do. This one is going to get turned in as a master copy to be reused. This one will get turned in as part of your grade, and Mr. K will keep it in a folder for me. If you do not finish today, make sure your name is on it, put it in the bin so it's there for you to finish in the next class. Okay, so I've already started this, but I'm going to give you a few pointers so when you do it, you know what you're looking for. When you open a database, you don't typically see this, you see a blank screen. You typically have to double click on this to get the table to open. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Design View and show you how I set this up. In Design View, I listed my field names, which are these names up here at the top, all right? For my data types, I put short text for everything except time. With the time, I put date and time, and then I came down here on the format line, clicked the arrow, and shows short time. That's going to set it up that way for me. I separate my AM and PM from my time for a reason, and you'll see that when we do the series. The description over here, this would be in case you were at work and someone else is doing the databases in your absence. These are notes that tell them what you want in that field, all right? So let's go back to Datasheet View. Remember, when you enter, you're going to save it as TV Database, your last name. When you set your first table, again, TV Database, your last name, and you always go to Design View first to set up your fields and your data types. Then you come here and enter the information. Now, one of the best tips I can give you is never, ever, ever enter your information this way. You always want to go straight across. Do not go down. And let me tell you why. You notice how this says 24, Bernie Mac, Boston? That's not the order that's on here. Anytime you save, close, or change screens, database is going to put your information in ABC order. So let's say you've got these 3 columns entered and nothing entered over here, and you have a fire drill, and your computer goes down, or the bell rings and you have to go home. When you come back, it's in ABC order, and then you have to sit here and figure out, now this was line so-and-so, and this what goes here, and this was line, it's really kind of a pain. So make sure you enter it this way, so you know exactly where you are and you just pick up where you left off, all right? So even if it's an ABC order, you'll be able to look at the sheet and pick up where you left off. Now, we're going to go through some of the searches on here, so you need something to write with. You need to make sure your name is on this sheet because this is part of your grade, and you're going to be filling in your answers, okay? All right, hopefully that wasn't so big that everybody's going, okay, this is this and that is that. We're going to do it together. All right, number 1 says, how many records are in the database? So instead of counting them, you can come down here to the bottom of the page and it tells you that there are 22 records. The reason I want to show you this way is when you're working in a business, all these lines are going to be full. You're going to have several pages just like you would in spreadsheets. So you don't want to have to sit there and count them. You can come down here and look and see. So number 1, the answer is 22. Okay. Number 2, how many fields? This is a small one, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can put 6 in the fields of the titles at the top of the columns, all right? Number 3, how many programs are classified as dramas? You'll notice under this one you've got the 3 little lines underneath. That's because I want you to take the time to write the steps we took to do this, all right? That means you might have to pause the video, write that information, and then restart the video. Remember, I've got a 15-minute time limit that I've got to get done by, so I'm going to keep going, all right? So for this one, how many dramas, how many programs are classified as dramas? I'm going to click on drama, and right here I'm going to go to the selection wizard, that's the one with the lightning bolt, and say equals drama. Remember, we did the operators worksheet? So equals drama tells me I have 8 that are classified as a drama. So you'll write 8 for number 3. When you're done, you toggle and go back. Now, let me calm your mind. We are doing this together. So the searches and the selections and things that I'm showing you, you do not have to do this part on your own. You're just entering the information And then when we get to the end, you're going to pick up right here at number 13, and that's what you're going to do in the computer. The rest of this we're doing together. So don't freak out about figuring out how I did it and remembering it. Just write the steps. Just watch the process. No one should be at their computers right now. You should be at your desk writing, okay? All right, number 4. Of the programs that are classified as news, how many are shown in the morning? Now, if this was a bigger database, I would be doing an advanced search. But since there's only one, I'm just going to click on it, selection equals morning news, and it tells me there's one. That's just saving you some time in class. When you get to high school, you're going to have to do these in detail. You're going to have to do this part that I'm doing with you on your own. So when it's done, toggle off, go back to your regular section. Number 5, what program comes on the earliest in the morning? What I'm going to do is click on AM for morning, selection equals AM, and the one that comes on the earliest is morning news. Again, if it was a bigger database, we would have to do an advanced. Remember, stop the video anywhere you need to so you can keep up with what I'm saying. Toggle back. Number 5. Nope. Yep. Number 5. Earliest in the morning, that was the Today Show, by the way. AM was the Today Show comes on the earliest. All right, so number 6, we're going to have to do an advanced filter here. So we're going to have to do a few more steps. How many programs begin no earlier than 3 p.m. and end no later than 7, Monday through Friday? So remember we did the operators, greater than or equal to, less than, all those. This is where that comes into play. We're going to do the advanced, and we're going to say advanced filter or sort. Now, the captions that I have here, these are the things that I listed in my design view. These are my field names. So the first one I'm going to put program, and I'm going to empty where it says criteria because I want it to tell me which program, okay? How many programs begin no earlier than 3 p.m. and end no later than 7? If you do this in order, it's much easier. Our AMs and PMs are separated in this, so we're going to say AM, PM, and then our criteria, we're going to say equals PM. I'm doing this in capital letters because that's the way we entered it into the database. The first one we're going to do is time. And because it says no earlier than 3, it's going to be greater than or equal to 3. We don't want it before 3. We want it greater than or equal to 3. I do not put PM here. The system will put its own thing in, but we chose PM here, and that will tell the search what to do. The second time we're going to put in is going to be less than or equal to 7 because it says no later than 7. So we don't want it to be more. We want it to be less than or equal to 7. And ignore these little AMs down here. That's what the computer does. So that's why we chose the PM. All right. How many programs begin no earlier than 3, end no later than 7, Monday through Friday? So we've got another one we can select here is the day equals, and we have to write it the same way we did in the database, M-F. Now that we've got all that in, we come back up here and we say, apply the filter. There you go. How many? We have 4. Okay? So if you need to stop the tape to write those steps, you can. When you're done, toggle to go back. All right. We're at the top of the next page, number 8. How many shows air on Wednesday? This is a short. We can click on Wednesday. We can do selection equals Wednesday. Okay? We have 3. All right, toggle back. Number 9, how many shows begin no earlier than 8 p.m. and end no later than 10 p.m.? Advanced. We want to do an advanced. Again, we're going to say program and leave this blank. We are talking PM, so let's say AM, PM. And if I was in class, you guys would be helping me fill this in. but to save time on the video, we're just going through it real quickly. All right, time. The first time they give us is no earlier than 8, so it's going to be greater than or equal to 8. And I hope you're understanding this. If not, you can hit me up with questions when I get back in or send me some messages. The second time is no later than 10 p.m., so it's going to be less than or equal to 10. And they don't give us any more details. It just says how many shows begin no earlier than 8 and no later than 10. So let's do our filter. And there are 10. Okay. Stop wherever you need to stop. Toggle the filter to go back. And now I am on number 10. Number 10 says, name the shows that air on Monday through Friday, beginning no earlier than 4 and ending no later than 9, that are classified as dramas. So again, advanced filter. Again, I'm going to say programs and leave this blank. All right, let's just go in order. So name the show that airs Monday through Friday. So that's a day. So we'll change this to day. And here we'll erase this. Sometimes the filter doesn't always clear out from the one before. Equals Monday through Friday. Then it says beginning no earlier than 4 and ending no later than 9. So let's say AM PM is equal to PM. We say time. And the first one says no earlier than 4, so greater than or equal to 4. The second time says no later than 9, so less than or equal to 9. And are classified as dramas. So let's go classification and say equals drama. And you have to write it just like it is. Now, apply the filter. Nothing. Now, you might think that's a mistake, but let's look at the next one, okay? Let's clear the filter. The next one says, if you change the connector word, remember when you did the searches and sorts in the back of the room when we talked about and or? So when I fill in on the criteria line, that's my and line. If I move my criteria down to the or line, I get a different answer. So let's go back to advanced. I'm going to say program and leave that blank. And I'm going to put in the same thing I did last time, Monday through Friday. So I'm going to say day equals Monday through Friday. I'm going to say AM, PM. Let's get rid of this. We're going to say equals PM. We're going to say time. And the first time was no earlier than 4, so greater than or equal to 4. The second time was no later than 9, so less than or equal to 9. All right, classified as a drama. Now remember, it said we want to put it on classification. This is the and line. When it says criteria, that's the and line. See where the or line is right underneath it? So I'm going to come down to the or line and type equals drama. Now let's run the filter. Now I have 8. So that's the difference in a database between seeing and or. You get different answers when you say and or. Those are your Boolean words. So the answer to number 11 is 8. We're not going to do number 12, but I am going to toggle back and I'm going to show you how to do the part you're going to do on the computer. So you should be at number 13. Just cross through number 12. That's high school. Okay? All right. We're going to add a field called classification. So in high school, they're going to teach you can come here to add a field, but I still want you to go back to design view for right now. So you're going to go view, design view, and right here, add the word viewer, V-I-E-W-E-R. Then you come here and it wants you to add yes or no. Okay? You don't have to do anything else, just say yes or no. Go back to Datasheet View. It's going to ask you to save. You save. So what you're going to do, and I know these are old, but you just put a few check marks. Oh yeah, I watched this, I watched this, I watched this. Then it wants you to add a record. So for me, it would be NCIS. Off the top of my head, I can't think of the network, so I'm just going to throw one in. That comes in on Tuesday at 8 and tab PM. Okay, what did I do wrong? Value entered does not match. All right. Tuesday is correct. There we go. We're going to put PM. It's a drama, and it's one that I watch. Okay. Now, what I normally have do is have you come in here and write your name as the last name or as the last entry. If you remembered to save it as TV and your name, you don't need to do that. If you forgot to save it that way and it just says TV database or database 1, 2, or 3, then you need to come in here and write your name. You're going to save it, close it, upload it to Canvas, and this worksheet goes to Mr. K. All right? Have a blessed day. See you soon.